Good morning everybody, happy Friday, hello, welcome to Paint with Pete. Today is the last session of our week block of Paint with Pete, so it is Friday. I got the days mixed up on Wednesday, I do apologise, but happy Friday everybody, we made it. I hope everyone's doing good. Today we're going to be finishing off the pieces that we've done this week. I've also set a mini gallery up as well, so again I've just white papered my wall and I've just put all the pieces up that we've done this week. And I've included the stuff that we did last week as well, so you can see the development and the kind of the time it's taken and all that sort of stuff. So if you are drawing with me, please get your station ready. Again, I've got my jogging pants on with loads of paint on, just in case we do decide to do some painting. I've got my acrylics, I've got some pencils, I've got some Poscas, I've got some pens. But again, all you really need today is a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a couple of these, and some pencils, and some paper. So for the gallery, again, I want to make it a bit of an interesting looking gallery. So I've put the pieces up. I know I want to finish this guy. And Neville, thank you to Dylan for naming Neville yesterday. I need a name for this guy. Again, it doesn't have to be a human name. It can be anything you want. Again, I've got stuff like Skull Set, Sad Skull, Blue King, loads of different kind of pieces. Ilgrin, he was the very first one. So yeah, please come up with a name for this guy. But again, all I'm going to do, we're going to sit on these for a little bit. So we're going to look, take a couple of steps back, have a look at it, go through what we've done. I'm going to finish these two up. So I think this guy just needs a black line over the white, and this guy just needs a little bit more chrome in his teeth and a little bit more detail in there. But we've got 1 more minute until 10 o'clock. So if you're rolling with me, thank you, hello. And good morning. We also have the record sleeve as well. He's nearly done. We've got the Heart of Hearts just here. That's an example of where we took the heart. And we've also got Big Ron as well. I'm going to put a black obsolete camo behind here. I'm going to put a white line over him. I might put a little bit of gold or some chrome in that guy as well. But again, as you can see, we have a little gallery going. Morning Ewan, how are we doing? So yeah, if you have a couple of pieces from the work this week or last week and you have a white wall, it doesn't have to be white, it doesn't have to be a wall. It can be the fridge, you could do your hallway. If you've got a nice colour wall, you can put your work against that. But again, all I've done is spaced them out a little bit so I can see them fully. I've taken the masking tape off. So I've got a couple that are ready to go at work level, but also enough space around them that they have their own little space and their own little frame to that as well. Morning Rev Austin, how are we doing buddy? Selfish Lover in the building. Today's t-shirt for the record, Urban Artistry. This is an obsolete collab with urbanartistry.co.uk. Please go and check them out if you're into your street art or if you're into art or just want something to watch as well. Shouts to Andy Morris and the Urban Artistry crew. Shouts to Big Mike and all the artists that they look after. Okay, so it is 10 o'clock, let's get some tunes on. And I'm just going to start working. So my first port of call, I think, will be a black line over him and a black backing for this white. I do like this white space, but I think this black needs balancing up a little bit. So all I'm going to do is put some black over there. Who else is on? Morning, Andy. Just for the record. Okay, cool. Again, you're listening to Pro P Instrumentals. All I've done is put a tape on YouTube. Pro space P Instrumentals. Again, he's an amazing producer. He has made music for me. I have worked with him on a couple of tunes. You will hear them hopefully pretty soon. You may also recognise some of those beats on the Urban Artistry videos as well. Shouts to Mancub, shouts to Kydro as well for those instrumentals. So please have a look at Urban Artistry. There's some music and some art and a really interactive kind of creative videos to watch as well. So good morning everyone, let's get drawing. Again, all I'm doing is putting my pattern into this canvas, like we did yesterday or the day before with the icons. I'm just using my 4, 5, maybe 6 icons and linking them up with lines, as you can see here. I'll show you a close-up in a minute, just so you can see where the pattern's coming back in. But yeah, nice and simple. Keep that pen going, guys. Okay, obviously I've done that a little bit quicker, but again, just so you can see, I'll put the patterns in. I just need to put some plus signs and dots in to complete it. Okay, so all I've done is populate that canvas with my pattern. I've put some dots and some plus signs in that as well. Again, a little bit quicker than normal, but that's absolutely fine. Let's just change this up a little bit. Probably getting deep. Okay, so the next bit is gonna, again, I realise I've put my gallery up. That doesn't mean I can't work on those pieces or that they're finished. As long as I'm being neat and kind of using what I've got and using the canvases that I've already created, I can then obviously have the freedom to do whatever I want over them. So I'm going to do a simple thin black line over this guy, and then we're going to work on Neville. You'll see how that comes out. Okay, I think this guy's done. Yeah, he's cool. Again, so this was a canvas that we created last week. I've sat on it for a couple of days, good 4, 5, 6 days. And I've wanted to just finish him up. Again, it's all about not being precious. And if you do want to change it, just have the confidence to do that as well. Morning, Andy Hogg. How we doing? All the Andys, how we doing? Because talking to him was an uphill struggle. Hot Fuzz references. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to move on to Neville. Thank you for Dylan Seymour as well for christening him, giving him his name. So all I'm going to do is give his teeth another once over so they are super reflective and super chrome. And then we're going to work into his eyes a little bit as well. Again, just going to finish his eyes in. Going to give him a border as well. Okay. I still think this guy is a little bit too pink, just a little bit. So I'm going to take my thinner black Posca and we're going to do a similar rune camo. I'm going to choose a different set of lyrics. These lyrics were my love song lyrics. So I'm going to do something that's going to include a skull. Okay, done. So I've got a little hook that goes through my 4 elements actually. It goes skull, heart, crown, spiral, life, love, loyalty and hydro, death, trust, royalty, confusion for the most high. That's just a couple elements inside of my biro. So I'm going to put that in because it mentions a skull. It mentions my 4 elements. So there is a kind of hidden reference to the piece anyway within the bars. So let's go. Oh no. Shit. Shush. 2 seconds, guys. I do apologise. There we go. There we go. Maybe a little, just a couple of additions. Cool. What was that? Just going to crown him as well. So just going to put a little crown on his forehead. There we go. So we've done one more layer on Big Ron. We've done another layer on the unnamed man. So please come up with a name for this guy. If you have a name in your head, or if he reminds you of somebody, please give him a name. We have just finished Neville as well. Again, thanks to Dylan for naming him. I like to name my pieces. It gives me a kind of an almost personal link with the pieces themselves. So again, if you name it, it gives it its own kind of like box, or like its own border to the kind of idea. And obviously, along that process of creating it, there might be something in there that comes across that you like the colour blue, so the Blue King. Or again, I don't know where Neville came from, but I think Neville's a really good name for this guy. I also think Ron's a really, really good name for this guy. I think we are ready to do the white and potentially final layer on Big Ron. So all I'm going to do again is going to follow my skull lines. I'm going to use the template of the black lines that we did, but I'm going to bring a bit more detail in, so you're probably going to see a little bit more lines going in as well. So thank you very much. Let's finish up Big Ron. If I had a pen somewhere. I've lost my white line. So again, I'm just going to use the same thickness of nib as this guy. Get them nice and juicy. We are going to be doodling again. Again, thank you to Dylan for shouting me out for some more doodles. I think we all enjoyed it yesterday. I loved it yesterday. We just created a whole, filled this area with loads of different icons, animals, letters, words I think as well. There's a couple of different things in there. A bit of colour as well. So we are going to doodle in a minute. Probably after brew time, after I've finished Ron. And we've got these guys sorted and finished. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to create creative borders for our pieces in the doodles. So I might even just do a star border, a heart border. I might do some of my rune borders, who knows. Again, just grab a pen, grab some paper. I'll probably be about 10-15 minutes before we do get doodling officially. If you want to start now, even better. Please do, hit the ground running, beat me to it a little bit. Just start doodling. And again, if you've got your work from yesterday and the day before, have a look at that, see if there's anything you need to finish just while I'm finishing Big Ron. All right. Again, I'm not being too precious on the lines here. What we're doing is going straight over this black. We might have to go over this white one more time as well, just because that white is a little bit thin. But again, gives us a nice little template for the next line. And obviously gives it a bit more effect as well. Wow, I need to clean my nib a little bit. Again, all I'm doing is cleaning it on my arm. These are water-based paint, just for the mums and dads. You can drink it, I wouldn't recommend it, but it is water-based. And it's really, really good. My hand always looks a bit strange afterwards. But again, it saves me from, one, using paper up, recycling and all that sort of stuff, but also it's quicker just to go onto my hand, and it's a soft enough surface to give the nib a little bit of purchase. Purchase. I think that black's still a bit wet. I think the water in the pen is pulling the water out of the paint a little bit on the black. So we'll have I'm going to review this again in a minute once the white's dry. I do have another couple of pens that I might try over it. Or I might just do a thin white. In fact, I'm just going to do a thin white paint line into this black, because at the moment, I mean, you can't see it on there. I think it's a little bit too thin, quite honestly. So yeah, 8 more minutes before brew time. So again, if you're drawing, just keep drawing. Draw me, draw the people near you, draw 4 objects in your world, in your room. Draw your favourite film star, draw your favourite MC, draw your favourite musician, draw your favourite musical instrument, anything like that. Just keep that creativity going for another 7 minutes before we go and get the kettle on. All right? So again, all we're doing is building the layers back up into the face. I'm looking for these tears, I'm looking for the layers in it. Paint his teeth in. Again, I'm going to give this guy some fangs. There we go. Okay, so big one is finally getting his layers on. Okay, so again, I wasn't happy with it, I'll be honest. I wasn't happy with the quality, the pen line quality on it. Again, that's fine, I'm okay with that because I know it can evolve and we can obviously use this as a background again if we wanted to. I think this guy's only got one more thin line around him, potentially in gold. I might have to do that flat rather than against the wall just to get a bit more detail in it, and that might be next week's, but for so far we have big one. We've also done a black line over this guy, come up with a name please, and then we also have Big Neville as well. Pink layer, black layer, white pen layer, gold chrome teeth, and some rune bars underneath it as well. We've got 3 more minutes for brew time. So again, if you are going to be doodling with me after brew time, please do grab a pen, grab some paper. All we're going to do again is draw some creative borders around here. Might even do something on here that then this guy can sit over as well. So I might even get my pink out and just draw some crazy pink lines over here. In fact, we're definitely doing that. I'm going to go crazy doodling, so crazy doodles around this to give him a frame, and then we're going to do some stars and some heart frames around these guys. So again, it's all about knowing that the work isn't necessarily finished yet, because it can look different on a different colour wall, it can look different in a frame, it can look different in a different colour. There's so many variables on how to lift that piece out of the sketchbook. So like with the previous couple of days and certainly last week, I had these pieces down and I'd masking taped up and there was rough edges all over them. Again, that gives me a freedom. As soon as I take that out of off the kind of messy, slightly dirtier edge and put it against a white wall, it might look something completely different. I think a lot of these are looking pretty strong. I really like Neville, simply because he's got a nice strong pink border, so he really stands out from the white. Right, very easy to do, and again, I say easy, I mean it can be a very easy way of being creative. It's just using those layers. Go back to those sheets that you had a couple of days ago, review it, add another layer, add some colour, draw over it. All about that kind of fluidity and being creative the whole way through. Okay, it is nearly 10:30. I think we've only got 30 seconds. So it is officially brew time. Brew time. Please go and put the kettle on. If you need some coffee, if you need a cup of tea, if you need some more water, morning mama. I'm going to grab a coffee in a second. So yeah, I'm going to nip out for 2 minutes. You guys have got a good solid 5 minutes to get, it's officially 10:30 now, to get that cup of tea. Again, if you are feeling like the outside or the news or everything else is getting a bit too in your own head, please take some time for yourself. This is a time for looking after ourselves as well as each other. So grab some water, grab a cup of tea, grab some fruit, grab some food, stick your head out the window, get some fresh air, listen to the birds sing for a bit if you've got a garden, or you can go for a little 5-10 minute walk. Please do stay that 2 meters away from everyone, wash your hands and all that sort of stuff. That doesn't mean we can't feel sane. It doesn't mean you can't go outside and get a bit of fresh air and get some water, right? I'm going to go and put my kettle on. I'm going to turn the music up a little bit. Please have a look at the gallery before we draw our borders and get a little bit more creative. I'll see you in 2 minutes, but you've got 5 minutes, everybody. See you soon. Okay, hi. So I've got my Spider-Man mug today. Cheers, everybody. Again, all I'll be doing in this session is giving you guys an opportunity to just get creative for 1 hour, 10 to 11 every weekday morning. And we'll be, again, the same as last week and this week, I'll be putting up some blank pieces of paper and we're going to just work on them. We're just going to get creative, choose a couple of colours each week, so we've got a kind of theme going through, so we kind of know where we're at and what we've done in which week. So last week we just went all crazy on colour, so this has got pink and green and yellow and black and white in it. These have got the same colours but slightly different and a bit more blue, and this is just red and white. I thought for this week we'd use pink and blue, and obviously the bases of white and black as well. So we've got these three that we created this week. We'll go through those in a sec. But again, this way of working is super simple and super creative, and a really good way of kind of making loads of artwork. And again, the more you do, the better you become at it. And that doesn't mean you become more technical, it just means you become better at what you're doing, of what your style is. Again, all of the pieces that I'm about to show you have been created in this fashion. Obviously it's taken a bit longer, so probably another week, maybe 2 weeks for these pieces. But again, all I've done, put them up, draw a background and draw layers over them. Dead simple. Again, you can see the layers in it. So all I've done is worked over and over and over. That's the background, so he's still waiting. Again, a bit of jokery. Purple and green in that one. A simple black, white and red, using the red splats. And there we are. So again, these are we're just being creative. Again, once you take this, for example, and put it in a frame, it will look different, it will sit differently. If I put it on a black wall, if I put it on a red wall, it will look different. So do play around with that as well. Again, if you're not very confident in your work, that's absolutely fine, just keep drawing, all right? Having that confidence to know that you are not confident is almost is a strength in itself. So knowing that you can let it evolve is part of that world, is part of the art way of working. Okay, that is brew time over. It's 25 to 11. Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's got a cup of tea, got some water. Cheers. So again, all we're going to do now, I'm going to get my big pink, and we're going to do a kind of crazy doodle border around this guy, so it's got a little frame. I'm not going to go too crazy on it, so let's pencil in first. So I'm just going to draw a little pencil line here and here. So we just want a 2-inch, maybe 3-inch border around it. So we're not going to impede or impact the pieces down here, and it gives him his own little frame. And that's still really wet. Whoops. So again, the Posca's beautiful pink, very similar to the paint colour pink that we're using. I got a couple of these. So all we're going to do is doodle and doodle and doodle, doodle, doodle. I'm going to go really, really quick on this one, alright? Because I want it to be really fluid and really kind of brushy. So I'm going to take this guy off and do a border. In fact, let's do some. Again, it's a little bit scratchy, but I don't mind. I do have a better pen here as well. So let's just put some of these guys in. Again, super rough. You can take your time. If you're watching this back, please take a couple of minutes to do this. I'm obviously just doing it quick for the camera. But let's just get that border in. So we've got a creative border around him. So he's here. Again, we're just wanting to break that border line, just so it's got a little frame around it. Nothing too serious. Again, I'm almost just waving my pen around, really, kind of being light on it, coming in a little bit. Top guy, coming on it. Nothing too crazy. Again, just washing my pen over it, being really light, using my shoulder as a pivot. Obviously I'm standing up. So it's just got a nice, crazy but creative border. for Mr. Ron. All right. Nothing too serious, really relaxed, really kind of fluid. See what that looks like. Probably pretty rough, but still. And we set him over the top. And we've got a nice creative border. There we are. Okay, so we frame this guy maybe a little bit more in here, just to fill those little gaps in. Okay, and so it looks like it's jumping out of the page a little bit more as well. Again, all that is, I'll draw a border around my canvas. Put something in it, nice little message, why not? Just behind it all. And there we are. Okay, we're now going to move on to some simple borders for these guys. Again, I like how clean they are. I know they're going to look different if they are in a frame. What's up, Jojo? How we doing? I'll be doing this. Excusez-moi. I'll be doing this gallery every Friday. So on the last day of the Paint with Pete sessions throughout the week, I can show you the final pieces of what we've done, and obviously I'll talk through the layers and stuff once we've drawn these borders. But a border can be as simple as just a black line. Again, it doesn't have to be measured. If you want to measure it, you can. Let's do that. So again, all you need is a ruler, really. I've got my spirit level. So we're just going to do a straight border on this one. Straight. There you go, nice clean border for that guy. Let's do, I'm going to do some rune camo. So again, all I'm going to do is mark up where my canvas is. Corners. Take him off so we can work directly into the border. Again, this border will end up looking like this a little bit. So all I'm doing is going around that border line. You don't need to fill it necessarily because the piece is there and you've measured it. Super loose again. But once we put this over, which is a fairly clean one, I've decided not to go into this one. Just sit really nicely over that border. Okay, I'm going to put stars around the heart. Let's do a heart border around the heart. He's already got dots, so let's continue that dots round Mr. Neville. simple dots. Gonna not looking too bad. A couple of different ideas for the borders. You can even just do lines. Again, if you are putting your artwork onto a wall or a fridge, please double check the background and double check if you need permission to draw on that wall as well. Again, all I've done is put some big white bits of big paper down, and that is my background. That means I can draw and I can show you these borders. Again, you could put these borders on the card inlays of prints if you get them, so you can make your own little border for prints that you've bought, prints that you've made. But again, please just make sure you are completely, you are set up and clean and have a clean area. And again, please get permission if you are drawing on stuff. I'm sure it'll be fine, but just double check. And for this guy, let's do a little zigzag border, why not? There we are, okay. I'm going to do one more, I've got time. I'm going to do one more line. Oh, it's still not completely dry yet. Okay, Big Ron's taking a little bit more time to dry, so he's going to move into next week's Paint with Pete sessions. So again, we're going to let him just sit on the wall for a minute. I really like how this border ended up. And again, the reference is the pink. So I'm going to see how I feel about him next week. I'll show you. So again, there's kind of, it's missing something. It's missing something to ground it all in. So again, don't be scared about giving yourself a bit of time for that. Again, now's the time to take that time as well. So if you're not happy with your piece, please don't bin it, don't rip it up or tear it or anything like that. Please just be okay with the fact you're not okay with it, and then obviously we can go into next week, we can get some colours, we can do another wash, we can use it as a background if you wanted. There's so many different ideas for that. Okay, so today, excuse me, is the gallery day. Again, I've just put up the work and I'm working directly onto the work in the gallery. I'm not letting the fact that it's a gallery scare me or kind of affect how I'm going to change the pieces if I'm not happy with them. However, these are looking really nice. I'm very happy with the work. Thank you for all the suggestions and everything. So let's just run down what we did this week and today and how we got to our final gallery. Again, I hope everyone's got a little gallery setup going. Again, it's just a bit of blue tape, maybe some masking tape or some tape. Stick it on the fridge if you've got a white wall. And again, please keep all your work because it will show you the journey that you've made this week. And obviously, if you're sticking with me for the Paint with Pete sessions next week as well, and last week, you'll have 3 weeks worth of work. This is an incredible thing, certainly if we've got a bit of time to be able to produce work and be able to keep it and look back on what we've done in this time. It will give you a really good basis of what you like in art, what colours you like, what kind of style you want to draw in or paint in or anything like that. But today, I set my gallery up, so it was just a full white wall with just the pieces on it. So again, the pieces from last week were this one, were these three. So this one is called Stay Safe. Shouts to Jackson Beckett. He's decided to buy this from me for a very reasonable price, I will say. If anyone does see anything they want, please give me a shout. I can obviously post it securely, or we can message me and we'll sort it out for when all this blows over, right? Stay safe. So he's done. So we put some, I wrote Stay Safe twice in pink, and then I went over it with green and yellow, and then finally went over it with white and finished it with a Posca. Again, all I used was a plant pot for a circle, so use anything you've got for the shapes. So there's Stay Safe. We also did this one last week. So again, he started out as just a red stripy layer. We then put yellow and green. I think there's a bit of, well, there's a lot of blue in that. We went over it with white paint. I blacked the background up, and today we put the final lines over it. So just as you can see that, it's a bit brighter than it looks on camera. So there we are. We also did the heart last week. Again, all I did was go a little bit crazy with the red, nice and loose. Didn't really have a heart shape to it or anything. I then put a black border around it with masking tape, so we've got a really nice clean edge on that border. And then all we did was go over it with a gloss or a satin paint, so it's got a sheen to it. So there's heart. And then this week we were using pink and blue. So we did a pink and blue heart for the NHS in reference to, well, last night as well. I hope everyone went outside and clapped last night. Amazing work. So we did a blue heart, a pink heart, and a bit more blue. We went over it with a white and then put some chrome in so you can see it glinting. And then we finished it up by going around it with some lyrics in my font. So again, this is called Love Song, directly related to the heart. Very nice referencing, if I do say so myself. Okay. We then did this guy. So all we did for him was blue circles with a big fat paintbrush, decorator's brush. We went over it with pink, and then went over it in maroon. So that's the obsolete camo. I did spill some yellow on him yesterday. Again, I don't mind it, I like the yellow. Again, everything's a learning process. I didn't want to put yellow on there, but I think that yellow is a really nice colour combination with those 3 or 4 colours there. And obviously we also did this guy that we finished up today. So again, name your pieces. Again, it will give you a bit of a personal link to them. You can talk about them a bit better, a bit more personally. So this guy is called Neville. So we did a pink border, a pink half wash and a border. We then did a black skull. We did some white lines. We went over it with some chrome, well, bronze. So you kind of got bronzy teeth. We put a crown on him as well and a border, and I think he's done. We also did the record sleeve. So again, last week, all we did was take a blank record sleeve and painted it with red and blue and yellow in the corner. I then did a black pattern over the top. I then put the rune camo in black over the top of all of that. I then put white acrylic in the rune over that. Stood back a little bit, had a think. We then did the background as well, so that's the same font in a pen. And obviously I've just put a record in there just for display purposes, to show its original format. So there we are. And then we've got the heart for Monday. There we are, sorry, we're not. So we've got the heart for Monday as well. So that was celebrating the NHS. That was live on Manchester's Finest as well. So again, if you're looking for something to do over the weekend, you need a couple of ideas just to keep the kids, keep you guys, keep the friends busy, keep the flatmates ticking over and stuff. Please have a look back at some of the videos. If you don't want to do that, absolutely amazing. Again, all I'm doing is really, really simple creative hours just to get some creative juices out. If you're not painting or writing, please just draw. Again, if you just need to take an hour for yourself. Maybe get some exercise, do some stretches, go for a walk, ring somebody, speak to your friends, speak to your family, get some food, get some water, get a cup of tea, have a bit of a sit down. It's not selfish by taking 10 minutes, taking an hour for yourself. There's so many meditation tapes and yoga instructions online. If you want any workouts or any kind of simple exercises to do on your own or in the group, my brother is a personal trainer. Shouts to MK Mountain Fitness. That's MK Mountain Fitness. Please follow him on Facebook and Instagram if you are looking to get that exercise back in you. He does daily sessions, Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings. They're kind of mini online classes you can do through WhatsApp and through Zoom. So give him a shout if you want a bit more energy back in there. I'm doing my press-ups and doing a couple of cardio and all that sort of stuff. But I am finding it hard, so I will be getting in contact with MK Mountain Fitness for some fitness routines. This week's music, has been by Pro P. Shouts to Pro P, PRO_P on Instagram, Pro P on Facebook. He is an amazing producer. If you're into your hip hop, I really am into my hip hop. You know, I consider myself lucky that I've worked with a lot of the hip hop in Manchester. Pro P is one of these amazing men, part of that world, and just an incredible producer. So his beats are really kind of warm, nice hip hop, really nice to draw to as well. So it kind of keeps that kind of fluidity going and keeps you drawing and gives you a nice kind of background to draw to if you needed it as well. Really nice work. Today's t-shirt was Urban Artistry, urbanartistry.co.uk. Again, if you're looking for something to watch, they've got art videos. Shouts to Mike and Andy for all the support over the years. This is an Obsolete collab t-shirt. I'm going to try not to flash it, but there we are. So this is an Obsolete Urban Artistry t-shirt. I will be shouting people out. You know, I've worked with a lot of people over the years. I do have merch. I do have some music from those people. So it's all about sharing and making sure that we are shouting out independent artists out. Talking of independent artists, shouts to Daniel Wojtek. Yes, B, how you doing? Again, please follow Overdrawn. We are an art night of artists, but it's all about getting adults back into the kids' mindset of just drawing. Again, very similar to what we're doing today, where it's just all about being creative, getting those creative juices flowing, and kind of drawing. As simple as that. On Monday, I will be over on Manchester's Finest again. We are doing a kind of overdrawn, interactive idea. So if you can come up with a small rhyming couplet, a rhyming couplet is a simple sentence that rhymes. So whether it's, you know, a llama in pajamas, wow, I just thought of some horrible one. A gringo doing limbo. Let's think of an alien saying hey again. Anything like that. I like a challenge. We kind of use these little prompts at Overdrawn to get people thinking and get people drawing. So, and it is a really, really easy way of kind of coming up with silly ideas to draw. And again, that kind of throws a couple of different curveballs at you, which is always good as an artist to react to and all that sort of stuff. So we have 4 minutes left. I'm going to leave you in the gallery for a moment so we can just have a look at the stuff. Again, I need some names. Morning, Rosie. I need a name for this guy, please. He is unnamed at the moment. Just get him in, so just in case you see something in him that is inspirational for his name. So he's got a spiral eye. He's got a kind of empty eye. He's got dot nose. He's got some big teeth. He's got loads of colours behind him. He has a blue skull as well. So please come up with a name for him. Again, we have Neville and we have Ron. We had Alan and Fred last week. And again, I know it might sound weird. It might sound like I'm trying to make friends with my artwork. I am. It's easy as that. If you put a bit of, if you give it a name, again, you kind of associate with it and you can start getting a kind of a context for him. So again, I've got Blue King. This guy's called the Blue King because he is made up of things of blues and he has a crown. And this guy is called Sad Sap because of his downturned mouth. So that's Sad Sap. So if you want to come up with a name for one of my pieces, please do. This guy especially, we already got a name for this guy. A name for this guy. So there we are, that is our gallery. Voila! Thank you so much again for all the support and the shouts and the photos. If you have pictures of your gallery, tag me in them. I will share at will. Shouts to everybody who's again interacting or even just picking a pen up, whether I'm in the background or you're drawing with me. I really, really appreciate it. There are a couple of ideas that are coming out for the next couple of weeks. The main idea is just being creative, okay? All we're going to do, again, set 4 pages up, maybe even do another record sleeve. I might try and find different things to paint each week. So last week and this week were a record sleeve. I might try and find something different to do, like a shoebox maybe, or a book cover. I don't know, if anyone's got any ideas, feel free to send them in. I draw on everything: plant pots, sunglasses, jewelry boxes, bottles, candles, anything. So if anyone's got any ideas, please give us a shout, and we'll take them and we'll move them into next week or the week after's shows as well. First and foremost, stay safe, wash your hands, stay that 2 meters away from everyone, but please, please, please do take that time for yourself. Do take that time to go and get some fresh air, have a drink of water, have some cup of tea, have some food, have a really amazing weekend, have an absolutely full and fun and energetic weekend, and we're going to start Monday nice and early again, 10 to 11, that'll be on Manchester's Finest. But have a good weekend. I'm off to drink some more water. Peace and love, guys. See you soon.